I want to say is this. I've said it severally in some months back. I said that Ruto is in doing this intentionally, planning to put the IEBC in place to ensure that come May next month, if we will not be having the IEBC in place, it's clear that we will not be having elections in 2027. Because you always remember, our constitution says that for IEBC to be the leaders to take up the election, they should be in existence in office for more than 2 years. So, it's the high time we push and press without looking back. Let Ruto and his team know that we are tired and we do not need him. Another thing I want to tell you, basically from the assessment of the way Ruto is speaking, it seems like he has lost his mind. You cannot afford to be a leader and more so a president who has allegedly given up to the extent of telling us there is a spirit of rejection in the country. One, whatever you are doing, we are trying to tell you what you are doing is not the right thing. Get back, replan yourself and lead us in the right direction. But you are just telling us there are spirits. If the spirits are there, then we need exorcists, and you should get the exorcist and do the needful. You don't need to tell us as a president, because once you tell us that, it's already you have given up. You have nothing to do, and now we don't know even what you want us to do for you. Just with all the due respect, let President Ruto just pack and go. Let him give us an opportunity so that we elect a leader that we want. And who is willing to lead this country? Because for him, he has lost it. That's one thing I would want to say, and I would want to say it very clear. I've never seen an employee telling the employer, I'm coming for you. And this is all comes with misplaced priorities. Because once you appoint the wrong person in the wrong place, then they will never just mess you around. How there would the governor, former governor Job Mombasa, tell us that he's coming for us because we are not patriotic? Ask yourself, if he had the patriotism in him, he would have rejected the opportunity and they said that he is a retiree already, feeding on his retirement benefits. Let that opportunity go to a young Kenyan who is actually jobless, who needs that job as early as yesterday. Now, when you come and lecture us about patriotism, yet, actually, whatever you are practicing, even we don't know how to call it, then what are we supposed to say about you? Fellow Kenyans, can we tell this government and even the leaders that we have, for once, we are the employers. And there's no way you can just wake up and go and tell your employer, I'm coming for you, or just utter anything to your employer. And we need to stand firm as the citizens of this country and tell them we cannot take this nonsense again. I want to remind you, when I was a small child, I saw a situation whereby our parents would go in a chief's meeting by force. And when it becomes a public holiday, they would put the flags in the shops all over. If you don't go for those meetings, somebody will come at your place and take your goat, your wheelbarrow, your jembe, and anything. We cannot afford to go back to such a thing. Honestly, if we are in a digital era, everything should be done as fast as possible. And we want to call again, let them appoint the IEBC immediately. Otherwise, we are going out there to push them out by force and actually do what is needful for this nation. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Let's remain together. Let's stand firm. Let's fight for our nation. Let's save our nation. And by the virtue of President Ruto saying that, we rejected Andani, where others have never been to the airport, they don't know the airport. Actually, that's coming from a president of the Republic of Kenya, is a person who has lost it. And you can tell, actually, consecutively few things he has been talking. After he was elected also the chair of East Africa, he actually spoke very badly. You cannot speak bad about your country. You could, at least if he said that, Tanzanian, you are overtaking us, but we are pulling up our swords so that we continue leading you, it would have been better. But you cannot tell us you are appreciating them actually for overtaking us in investment and development and everything. You cannot say that. Honestly, you have lost it, and if you are praying bad for your nation, then you are not worthy to be our president. And I keep on asking, let him tell us, why does he think he is the appropriate president of this country? Because whatever we were seeing in him, we no longer see it. So, fellow Kenyans, let's stand firm, let's push it, let's press until we get what we want. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. You are not here by mistake. If you are hearing this, you are here because you stand for what is right for this nation. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Josephine, as well. You are not here by mistake as well. Yeah, I do appreciate your submissions as well. I think we go to Japonji. He has been here for a minute, and please let's keep the time so that we can actually finish by the top of the hour. Japonji, the mic is yours. Keep the minute. I think Afro is going to be timing you. So yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Wanjiro. Thanks, Centric, everyone who's here. And thanks for the mic again. Okay, well, I've been listening a lot and I've learned a lot. And actually what I can say is that whatever is happening to IEBC is by design. Nothing happens to Ruto by accident. Ruto plans, and that is exactly who he is. And as Josephine has said, that's what I wanted to say that too, that if we don't have IEBC by May, it means that we may not have elections by 2027, because the people holding elections in IEBC, the board, they must have been in office for like 2 years plus, So having said that, there is something that is bothering me, and I think other Kenyans, because look, the current deputy president, Kithure Kindiki, was cleared by an IEBC in the middle of the night. The question that is lingering in the minds of Kenyans today, which is that IEBC where is that IEBC that cleared Kindiki, which cannot, on the same note, hold elections in all these wards and constituencies? If Marjan, who is the CEO, then cleared Kindiki as IEBC, why can't he prepare for these elections, for these wards, and the people who have been who have died or who have moved to CS positions? I would like the legal minds to navigate around it and give us the way forward. Because as much as we're here, one of the solutions that also I would like to say is that can we organize like one of these days that we go back for Mandamano, because apparently that's the only language that seems to be entering the ears of Kasongo, because Kasongo is not listening to anything, because if he doesn't even care about the constitution, and it's so sad. We've been here before, and I remember after the 25th March of the Gen Z, he promised to reconstitute IEBC in 10 days. Look where we are 2-3 months later. I just wanted today my submission to be short because I just want to listen more. And thank you again for the mic. God bless everyone who is listening, and good night.
Hey, Wanjiru, what's happening? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your submission. Xerox, you're next.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, depending on where you are right now. IEBC must be reconstituted. I believe that Ruto is biding his time, and maybe we can get from the legal mind, but I think he's creating a loophole wherein, in case he loses the elections, that will be then on 27. there may be a loophole wherein they may be termed as invalid because of the method in which those who are to be chosen, I mean, they would have not taken more than 2 years in the office. So I think that's somewhat a loophole he's trying to create if his plans in rigging or doing any other things misses out. And we had the judge speaking earlier on, and I believe he implied that he's helpless. I think the judge is helpless to what has happened to the judiciary. The judiciary, I think it's just compromised to its annals. It stinks so high, the judge could keep quiet. So I believe that the judiciary is compromised. We have the ships in parliament. The executive is in absolute control of the country. And in such situations, we're helpless and can only help ourselves through the means the majority will agree on. Yeah, something else is that we had one of the speakers talk about the cars that they're playing at now. We have tribalism, which I believe we're well above. And we have for the calling of camps to hold some ground meetings or town hall meetings that the MPs and other elected people are using to maybe calm the ground. That should be concerning. I believe it's something to be of concern of. And a way to counter this, I believe for X users, very few people are actually in X. We have a lot of people on TikTok and Facebook groups. So I believe the only way to counter the MPs trying to reach out to the ground via the camp meetings is we have to get into these kind of different groups that are the local groups, the Facebook groups. A lot of people are in Facebook. It's much easier to navigate Facebook than X. So I believe that's one of the methods we can use to maybe try and reach out to the other guys that are not in X via Facebook groups. Just type in a random location. Most locations have groups. Go into the group, start talking about this and that, eventually get into politics and try and make them aware of what these people are trying to do to them, trying to close their eyes to the reality of what's actually happening. That's all I want to really speak of. I'd rather listen to more of what other people have to submit and maybe get something out of them. Thank you. Oh, anyway, hello, Afrocentric.
Hey, Xerox, thank you so much for your submission. We really need to increase more pressure for this government. I see Ndegwa, Advocate Ndegwa has his hand up. You can go ahead.